yeah, look, I don't think there's any argument that this season has gone to plan. It's been a disaster pretty much since day one. But a lesser manager than me would have crumbled at this point. So I think I deserve a lot of credit for carrying this club through the rough patch that I created.
Jarune, za tebe mi dijete diše, tu je važno samo jedno, nogomet i ništa više. Jarune.
Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain, and welcome back to Jarun on The Impossible Dream. It is Season 5, Episode 6, I think 7 it is today. And, well, we have two massive games in Europe. We go to Serbia first. I'm sure we'll get a really nice, friendly welcome there. And then it's off to Finland. And we need realistically 6 points from these two games. Now, some good news is Tolik is back. Not registered in the European squad, but he is able to play in the league. So that they're able to, to then rest players in the league to play in Europe. So that's a help. But, yeah, otherwise, there's not too much good news floating around. We're out of the cup. We're struggling in Europe. And, yeah, well, the league is still looking okay. We had a tough game, though, since last episode against Rijeka. So let's go see how that went. And it was a truly horrible game. Absolutely nothing happened. I mean, we didn't have much of a choice. It was, a couple of days after that Dinamo Cup tie that went all the way to penalties. So we had a lot of tied legs. A lot of players that even were playing had heavy match loads. And I'm assuming that it was a game that sort of played out like that. Because you can see even from XG, I mean, there's barely half a goal XG between both the teams. So, yeah. Truly horrible. Truly, truly horrible. Now, as for the league table, not the worst. It takes us off top spot. Somehow, we're still in this title race, despite, we've drawn 5 games. I've only lost 1, which is the saving grace, really, isn't it? But it is definitely a 4-horse race. And as we saw last episode, the only one of the 4 that is still in Europe, that is still in the cup, is Dinamo. So unless they go on and win it, that 4th spot is not going to be a European spot. It's going to go to the cup winner. So we need to make sure we're top 3 at an absolute minimum this season. But we are in Europe this year, and that's what we're focusing on. And let's have a look here at what we're doing. We're actually playing on the Wednesday. So that is a day earlier than perhaps we were expecting. It is this stupid bus park formation that teams like to play against us for some reason. And this is the team that we're sending out. We have the goalkeeper's got a heavy match load apparently, but that's fine. He'll cope. So Nasevic goes in goal. Dashka, Zebic, and Mesic will be the back 3. Pembele and Roberts down the wings. Bosanjak, Palumbo, and Skoko with Matenovic and Kelvin John going up front. You can see even on the bench, there's a few still heavy match loads there, and there's a few kids at the bottom here as well that we're just struggling. We're struggling for numbers. We're struggling with fitness. It's tough. All right, so we can see the team sheets here. I don't recognize any names there, I don't think. No, I don't think I do. But let's have a look here. What do we want to say to this? There's no pressure on us. Let's just try take some pressure off, and see if we can get a result here. Now, one thing that I have been, and we're coming up against a 4-4-2, perfect. One thing that I have been trying to do is just work on possession in training. Now, again, we're playing so many games, it's difficult to get it done to any sort of quality, but we do have an international break coming up. I don't think it's after this game. I think there's a game in the league against Lokomotiva on the weekend, and then we have an international break, so we're going to work on possession there. We're just not clicking this year, and I don't quite understand why. I think we got maybe more lucky with injuries last season. That's gonna give me a attack of some sort. That flickering. But yeah, I don't quite know what is wrong and what to fix. I mean, even Kelvin John is like almost like a perfect case study. He's a good striker. Absolutely useless for us this season. He's done absolutely nothing. Here we go with Pembele, just bending away. And that is the end of that highlight. We'll keep playing like this for a bit, but we do have what I'm calling the anti-4-4-2 formation that we saw last episode, and we could sort of flip over to that. Palumbo with a corner. Can we get someone's head on the back post? We can't. Rovis picks it up though. Rovis across for Bosanjak. We know he can score from here. Bosanjak this time straight in at the goalkeeper, and you wonder, Matenovic and John in the middle. Maybe don't aim for John, but certainly Matenovic knows where the back of the net is. Here we go with Zebic. Forward for Palumbo. Back we go for Dashka. Dashka for Rovis. Rovis, good ball for John. Come on, Kelvin. What's he got for us? It's good ball for Palumbo. Back in front. It's Matanovic, and he can't miss. And he's 6th of the season. And it is 1-0 in the 13th minute. Unlucky for some. And yeah, so there we go. Really, really good start. Kelvin John actually did something useful here. A nice ball through for Palumbo. And thankfully, Palumbo's got a bit of vision about him, a bit of composure. And yeah, just rolled it, put it on a plate for Matanovic. And he wasn't missing that. So excellent stuff. It makes you wonder how much of a loss the likes of, say, Tommy GR and players like that we sold, because arguably we have a better team on paper this season. Here we go with Kelvin John again. His shot this time is blocked. But, yeah, I mean, is it a case of dressing room dynamics again? I keep meaning to show you the dynamics. They should be fine. There shouldn't really be an issue. Here we go with Pembele again. Pembele for Skoko. Palumbo in for Pembele. Oh, it would have been wonderful. Unfortunately, our right back finished like a right back. But this result, I mean, we can see here, I mean, we are the only team playing, so the 17th is not where we would likely finish up the round. But this is much more like it. 10 shots, 5 on target. We just need to add in some more goals. But we're only 27, 30 minutes into the game. So, yeah, this is a good performance so far. It just needs that second, maybe third goal, and then I think we would see that they might start to fall on the heap. Now, they were 34th in the standings, so essentially, I think there's 30. Is there 36? I can't remember if there's 34 or 36 teams, but either way, they are propping it up. So it's a game that we really do need to win, because we have ambitions of going, not going all the way, but certainly deep in the competition. Rovis. Oh, he's done well there. Good ball for Matanovic. He might be offside. The linesman doesn't appear to be too upset about it, and it looks like it's going to count. So Matanovic's second, late in the first half, makes it 2-0. And yeah, it was a good bit of play here as well. Rovis, the defender, just got sucked in, didn't he? And Rovis and Palumbo just sucked him in again, playing with him. And Matanovic, good finish. I'm not convinced he's not offside. I'm assuming there's VAR. Is there VAR in the Europa League? My first instinct was that he was offside, but nothing's come of it. The goal's been awarded and we've kicked off again, so there's nothing that can happen now. And as we come into half-time, we do indeed have a 2-0 lead away from home. And we will point the finger. We'll say, I mean, don't get complacent, guys. For the love of God, don't get complacent. And yeah, if we can get another goal or two, then maybe we can start thinking about resting some players. We do have College on the bench, who is a youngster. I mean, I'd almost rather give some of our kids some game time than Kelvin John, but he frustrates me, because one of the big reasons why I let Tommy G go was because we got him in on loan, and he looked like he was going to do a decent job for us, but he's been nothing short of a disaster. So College can come on, or College. We'll keep praising. And yeah, 2-0's not really the time to making wholesale changes, as we've got a chance here for a third. Rovis, can he whip a cross in? It's a decent one. It's towards Matanovic, and it looks like a penalty has been given. So we'll find out now if there's VAR. It looks like we're waiting for VAR, yeah. Now, Matanovic on a hat-trick will probably take it. He will. And he will score. So a Matanovic hat-trick. And that should more or less be that. Skoko is looking a little tired, so let's get Markic on. We're trying to develop him as a potential player of the future. And he is one of the only ones that is currently eligible to play. Yeah, it'll be nice to see if he can do something in Europe here. I mean, we have dominated this game. It's been a very, very good performance from us. Can we go and get a fourth? Goal difference. I can't remember now if it does make a difference. Oh, Markic, he turns, he shoots. Oh, he just couldn't bend it enough. He does have really good technique. His technique is 15, I think. Yeah, so there is a little bit to like about him. And certainly if we give him the game time, he should develop into a useful midfielder for us. And any time you get a useful player that's come through the academy, that can only be a good thing when it comes to registering squads in Europe as well. So 89th minute, they're unlikely to come back and get enough goals to take anything off in this one. But it would be nice to keep a clean sheet. And it would be nice to see if we could maybe nick another one and get ourselves positive goal difference. Actually, we should have positive goal difference anyway, because we've drawn 2 and we lost 2-1, didn't we? So we've got ourselves into the positive for goal difference. And, I thought College was going to get to that one. Ball goes forward. It's found its way through, and in the end, we've done just about enough to keep that out. Pembele is looking a little tired, as is Rovis, but they just need to kind of get through this, and then they can have a rest in the league. Can we get that one away? We can. It's still there, though, and it is headed away this time. Ormarkic putting some pressure on. Can't quite do enough there. Rovis will pick it up, though. And as we are about to enter stoppage time, it's been a long old highlight. College to Rovis. Rovis back to College. Is it? Oh, surely a foul there, but anyway. Here come the Serbians, and Nasevic has turned it over. We just need to see it out, guys. Come on. Let's get this one away as well. They're taking their time with it. It is Matanovic, partially away. Still, it's there for us. We are having to withstand some heavy pressure. It's a good test to see if we can do it. As Rovis does brilliantly again. Ormarkic gets it forward to not really anybody. And that should be that. It is 3-0 away from home in Serbia, which will be very sweet for the fans, I would imagine. And it is a Matanovic hat-trick that has got the job done for us. So we were the only game, but we go up to 5 points now from 4 games. If we can go and beat Oulu or whatever this team is here in 29th, then that would be, 8 points? And we start to look like a team that could then get ourselves into the knockout rounds despite a bit of a dodgy start to the thing. So Jarun, Hammer, Cukaricki, Stankom, $500,000 in the bank. That helps things a little bit, doesn't it? And a hat-trick for Matanovic is always nice. So that will be that. I will get through some league games, and I'll see you for the trip to Finland. All right, welcome back. Now, the good news as we head into this game against the Finnish side is that Kakavenga is back from his injury. Now, the bad news is that Kakavenga is injured again. 2 to 3 months, torn hamstring. We've signed a sick note here, haven't we? This is a signing, record signing as well, of course. It just doesn't look like it's going to work out for us, does it? So, yeah, not helping the depth in midfield, that is for sure. Now, we've had our youth facilities upgraded, so that is good news. They are now up to great. So there's a little bit we can still do more there, but without Champions League money this year, we're going to have to just sort of hold station on that a little bit. And another thing, we've got a surprise signing. So, surprise, free transfer, Tommy Santiago has joined us as a model citizen. The main reason I signed him, to be honest, is the fact that he's a model citizen. He's someone who could play centre-back for us or a little bit further forward as a defensive midfielder. And, there is a little bit to like about him. We're paying him $7,500 a week as an important player. Not ideal, either the wage or the squad status, but I still think as a model citizen, definitely somebody that is worth getting in. Now, his career so far, he came through at Utrecht, sort of went back and forth between their first and second side, went to Willem II, I think is how you pronounce that. Sparta Rotterdam got him for the last 2 seasons, and then he's been a free transfer. No one wanted him, apparently, so we've picked him up. And there's a little bit about him to say he might work out okay. Playing in the Eredivisie, especially last season, averaging 6.88, is not bad, I wouldn't have thought. Now, he has absolutely no match sharpness, but we did throw him in for the game. We've got to catch you up on that. Was against Lokomotiva, so let's see how it went. We fell behind in the first half, and we never came back from there. So, a big disappointing loss. It is away from home, but we were really struggling with just fit players, with players that actually could play 90 minutes. Dirmanovic, we gave a debut onto right wing back. That didn't work out. We ended up having to bring Tinovoy back on. Santiago did start for us at centre back. Did a decent job, I would say. I don't think 6'5" quite does his match rating. I think he was better than that. Tolik as well, again, had no match sharpness. We had the 2 kids playing up front. We just couldn't quite get going. That being said, we did have a few really good opportunities where we shot instead of squaring it and things like that. So yeah, disappointing is probably the only word for it. And if we have a look at what that does for the league table, and it puts us in that unwanted position now of 4th, relying on Zagreb to go, or Dinamo, I should say, to go and win the cup. So we do have a game in hand on Rijeka. If we were to win that, we would go back to within a point of them. But there is just a slight risk that we could get cut adrift right now, which we want to avoid like the plague. But again, we're in European mode right now. Let's go and see what we're doing here against the Finns. And again, I think the scouts just keep saying this is what we're expecting. They don't actually know what they're going to get, I don't think. This is the team we're sending out. Nasevic in goal. We've got Dashka, Zebic, and Mesic. Pembele, Rovis, Bosniak, Palumbo, Skoko, Matenovic, and John. We've had an international break. Everybody has been well rested. We've played a couple of friendlies to try and keep match sharpness up for everybody. And yeah, Dekic is back fit, but not really ready to go in this one in any way, shape, or form. And yeah, there's nobody else. This is the players that are available to us, and you can see it's a lot of kids that, to be honest, aren't ever going to really make it for us. So let's hope we've got enough here to beat them. All right, so we can see the team sheets here. Now, apologies if there is anybody from Finland. Oulu, I have no idea how you would say that. But anyway, I don't recognize too many names in there, I don't think. What do we say? I think there's no pressure on us. I think we've looked a little bit better saying there's no pressure on us. I wonder if maybe there is, just that pressure is holding us back a little bit here. We've seen it before. It's just a bit of a weird side in terms of doing team talks, because sometimes, they just need to take the pressure right off them. Apparently no one showed up in this one for this game. Yeah, and we look better, but sometimes, we start to look complacent. It's difficult to know whether they want to be told you have to win, or they want to be told there's no pressure on you. I think for the size of the club, and I'm never really sure exactly how the game, I guess, codes for it, in that, is it the size of the club are overachieving, and so the players are more likely to feel pressure because they're doing things they wouldn't be expected to do. And it looks like the scouts have actually got one right here as well, which is good. So yeah, I'm never 100% sure. It's sort of a bit of trial and error and see how we go. But yeah, we'll see. Now, you may have noticed there's some promises. Palumbo, Bosniak, and I think Rovis we had to promise first team football to. Not that they're not going to play. They do play. I've been saving them for Europe, and you do occasionally get to the point where they're like, well, they want to play in the league as well. And it's gone in from Noah Skoko. Hasn't scored for a little while. I expect the big Skoko comment this episode now again. And there we go, 12th minute, and Noah Skoko, excuse me, has given us the lead. It was going in, wasn't it? The defender was never realistically going to keep that out. Now, Skoko did get called up to the Croatian under-21s. I withdrew him from the squad. He is not playing international football at this club unless it's for Australia, like his father. So, yeah, that will continue to happen until Oh, Pembele, what is that? It's completely unnecessary. All right, so the obvious one to do here is we just get John off because he's useless anyway, and bring Tinovoy on. Matenovic can just go up the middle, play by himself as a deep lying forward, please and thank you. There we go. We probably don't want to be attacking them anymore, and we probably also want to be more disciplined, don't we? And maybe lower the tempo. Just, it's like Bosniak all over again, isn't it? Now, hopefully this is not the same standard of opposition as Brighton, and we will be able to hang on to a win here, but we cannot afford... I mean, it's so long with 10 men, isn't it? Palumbo with a free kick. Can we get someone on the end of that? It's cleared away. Only as far as Skoko. Skoko gets into a good position, goes down, and it looks like a penalty to me. And, well, if it's not a penalty, it should be a corner. But let's see what we're going to get here. We do get a penalty, and taking it will be Palumbo. Now, we saw him miss in the shootout, didn't we, against Dinamo in the Cup. This time, oh, he's missed again. And that would have been a very, very useful goal to have scored. He's going to go over and take the corner now. Back post, headed over. It's not over, actually. It's into an awkward position, but it's headed clear. And what we don't need now is another red card here, please, boys. Oh, we're still dominating the game. I want a second goal here, though, to feel comfortable. Zebic, what can he do? Ball forward there for Matenovic. Matenovic, nice ball for Tinovoy. He's got into the penalty area as well. He's decent in the air. It's Skoko going down. Tinovoy! Oh, it's woodwork again! How many times this season has it been happening? Palumbo to take the corner. Floats it towards the back post. It is away. Rovis just lets it go out for the throw-in. So half an hour played. 1 goal up, 1 man down. Still, though, they haven't really threatened us. We're still doing a decent job dominating possession. A second goal, it just takes a bit of the pressure off then, doesn't it? Of the sort of the counter-attack or whatever it might be that could get them level. We're into first half stoppage time. And it is 1-0 at the break. Look at that. Absolute domination. I mean, there is a penalty in there as well, which is going to inflate the XG. I don't see anyone slacking off. We need to work harder. I think that is just about fair enough. Difficult to know what to do with Palumbo, isn't it? The missed penalty obviously affects his match rating. We do have Persa, we do have Olmarkic, and we do have Islamovic on the bench. They could all play a similar role, and Persa is probably the one, isn't he, that you'd look to bring on. But yeah, Palumbo's match rating is improving now. I don't know if there's this sort of a set, you miss a penalty, it goes down by 0.5, it goes down by 1 whole point. Like, I'm never sure exactly what the penalty is for missing a penalty. But he's certainly not having his greatest day, and I think we might call it on him, and we'll bring Persa into the game. Bosniak has got a bruised ankle, so that's not ideal. So we'll see what we do with him. Skoko, Australia's next international. Persa's come to me wanting a new contract. He's only on 1,200 a week, but I don't really want to give him a new one because we want to look to upgrade on. It is Matanovic, a towering header. He's 9th of the season. And with 10 men, we've got a 2-goal lead, and that should be enough, given what we've seen so far this game, for us to secure the 3 points, and then we can go home and get on with life. Good header from Matanovic. He is good in the air, is Matanovic. And that is very, very nicely done. What was I saying? I can't remember now. Okay, we'll bring on Dunman Jack. He can come on and play this one. Zebic not having a great game, which is surprising. I think he's actually booking away from a suspension, but we're out of subs. So ideally, he won't get himself sent off. I think our next game is one of the tough ones against the German side. Is it Mainz? I want to say Mainz. It could be Frankfurt. I think it's a team that plays in red, if my memory serves me correct, which it usually doesn't. But yeah, Zebic has not had a good day. Just don't get booked here, mate, and we'll get you in for the next one. But 14th, as things stand, that's going to rise us up. We've got 8 points, 5 games played, and suddenly it's looking as though the next round is very, very doable for us, which it should have been. Is our season just starting to come back on track, certainly in Europe anyway. So yeah, that's a big result, isn't it? I mean, really, we're only 4 points outside of that. So maybe that first loss to the Czech side, Slovako, wasn't the worst, because they find themselves up there in 8th. They've got some big scalps, it looks like. Now we've got Besiktas coming up. We've got so that's a game that could be winnable. We have got Molde, who are on 5 points from their 5 games, and we've got. Can I get a clue here? It's Mainz. It is Mainz that we've got. So that's it's a big game, and then if we beat them, then suddenly we're only a couple of points behind them, or a point behind them to get into that top 8 as well. So it might be a situation as Juventus and Lyon guarantee themselves knockout football. If we win our last 2 games of the 3 games of the group, we will in all likelihood find ourselves in the in the top 8. If we win one of those 3, we will in all likelihood find ourselves in the knockout round. So it's looking a little bit better there. The money is helping. We're still making a loss on the season, but if we can get some more wins over the line here, then that's all good. We're overspending on the wage budget thanks to the Santiago signing, but I think even if it's just for mentoring, that's going to, long run, work out well for us. So that'll do it for today. If you've enjoyed that, 2 wins in Europe, we needed that, didn't we? Desperately. And yeah, we need to get the league campaign back on track now, but we'll come back for the final games before the winter break, at home to Mainz and then away to Dinamo Zagreb. And that is, well, it's definitely a do not lose game. So if we lose that, there's no way for us to then reclaim the head-to-head against them. We have to draw at a minimum. And that is going to be difficult. So until then, guys, I've been Aussie, and thank you so much for watching. Take care.